Just shut up and come here, breathing heavily. No, why would I? He cut you off by lifting you up and looked down at you. His gaze held a tinge of joy. He tried hard to keep his attitude cold, but his eyes gave away his true feelings. He felt as if his world was complete now, as if he had gotten what he had always wanted. He cleared his throat and said, "I told you already to stay at home. Why can't you just listen to me, huh?" he said while walking out of basement towards his car. Eyes wide while your arms hugging his neck. "Excuse me, you mafia, that hot guy broke into our house, okay? And those stupid guards of yours were drunk, huh? That they couldn't even save me?" Sigh, they all died, but how dare you call him hot guy? Isn't he hot? Was? Don't ever say it again, you'll regret it. I hate that freak a lot, but I had to agree he was ethereal. Shorty, shut up or I'll press my teeth between your lips. You look at him shocked and hit his shoulder. Is that supposed to scare me, you pervert? Maybe I am. They were still looking angry time after time, so you decide to shut up again. Tell me honestly, did he touch you? He said while clenching his fist and tightening his grip on the steering wheel. You look at him and hesitate first. Isn't it obvious? He fastened the speed, gripping tight on wheel. He couldn't look at you, clenching his teeth. He said, "But I want to know where he touched you." You didn't say anything at first. Your cheeks started to heat up. You glanced at him and then looked down. "Why did something really inappropriate," he said before stopping his car and glancing at you. He waited for your response, but you never answered. He then punched hard on the steering wheel, making you flinch, and he yelled, "Damn it, Ryan, why didn't you wear something underneath your shirt, huh? Why are you roaming around with no bra?" "Of course, when someone sneaks into my room while I just showered, you think I'll have much time to wear clothes on fully and run? I shot him and wore my shirt and trousers and ran immediately, you crackhead." They just looked at you while you were yelling your heart out, and tears and pain was visible in your eyes, which you were hiding from past minutes. And do you know how much scared? Before you could say anything else, he grabbed you by your arm, pulling you in his lap. He wrapped his arm around your waist tightly and whispered, leaning in your ears, "Let it all out, baby." You start to cry out loud in his arm like a child while he was patting your back and sliding his finger in your soft hair, stroking it while looking away, trying to hide his tears. You then look up at him with puffy eyes and hit his chest, crying more. "Why did you leave me alone, Mr. Mafia?" Your voice was cracking and eyes were puffy, looking up at him while pouting. He looked down at you and caressed your waist. "Taehyung, that won't ever happen again, Shorty. I'm sorry." You continue to cry while snuggling in his arm. Time passes. You were sleeping in his arm and he was driving with one arm toward his mansion. He parked the car and then lifted you up, making his way inside his mansion. He gently placed you on bed and covered you with blanket. He then made his way inside his bedroom. Your eyes slowly blinked to life. As you rubbed them open, you saw that you were alone in a room. The room in which many things happened that caused you have flashbacks. Frustrated, you sat up and hugged your knees, holding onto your hair with one hand. Your emotions felt like a heavy weight on your chest. You pressed your body against the bed headboard, breathing heavily. He ran out and your voice broke out in a pain-filled with scream. As you curled up in a ball, your fear and pain were evident by the tears brimming your ears, which made his heart break. Your fear and agony was visible to him. He ran towards you and sat beside you, clasping his arm around you, tightly holding you, pulling you towards him and pressing your head tightly against his chest, as if to protect you, as if to never let you go. He looked down at you, worried, as he caressed your hair. But Wine, he's not here anymore. You're safe with me. Soon you heard his voice calling you out to you. You felt his arm around you. You immediately backed away in fear. You ran towards the corner of room. You looked at him with dread and fear, making him chouse. He stood up and walked towards you. He walked to you with the intention of consoling you. Wine, don't come closer. You yell in fear, pressing your back against the wall. He stopped in his spot and looked at you, worried. Wine, I'm Taehyung, your husband. You're safe with me, baby. Don't come closer. Please don't touch me. Don't touch me. You sat sitting on the cold tile, hugging your knees and resting your head on it. He sat on his knees on his spot and looked at your tiny figure. All he wants is to hold you. Shorty, I won't touch you until and unless you want me to. His voice as low as whisper. You slowly lift your head up, looking at him on his knees for you. He didn't move an inch since you told him not to come closer. He was still in his spot, 5 feet away from you. I'm going out if you're uncomfortable with my presence. Please leave, whisper. His heart breaks even more. He stood up and stormed out of his room, leaving you alone. You sighed in relief. You slowly stood up and went to bathroom. You tried to do your night routine. Coming back to your room, you lay on your bed and sleep after crying for half an hour. Time skips. At midnight, they peeked in room and found you sleeping. His heart melted. He wiped his tear immediately and slowly sat on the ground near the bed where you were sleeping peacefully. He was just staring at you and found himself sobbing hard. He covered his mouth with his hand and rested his head near your face, and all he can hear himself is whispering, I'm sorry. He was desperate to touch you and wanted to hold your hand, comfort you, even if it was for a brief second. But he was helpless. He couldn't touch you because of his word. All he could do was feel the warmth of your breath brushing against his face. He closed his eyes tightly, trying to control his urge to hold you. His fist tightened. He kept his hand on his lap and he slept on the cold floor facing your peaceful face. At morning, you woke up. Opening your eyes, you found your husband on the ground while his face resting on your pillow close to you. You immediately back away, gripping tight on your blanket and breathe heavily. After a minute or two, you slowly start to calm down and start whispering yourself while catching your breath. He won't touch me. You start to come back and your senses slowly trying to be comfortable in his presence, but you couldn't. You got out of your bed and feel how cold the tile was. You grabbed the blanket and threw it on him from 5 feet away to cover him and ran to bathroom. After half an hour, you came out of bathroom and see him already gone. You slap yourself from deep inside because of acting like crazy, cursing yourself under your breath. You go out of room. Seeing him cooking fastens your heartbeat. You dig your nails in your couch and try to breathe normally. When he turned and looked at you, he smiled. Morning, shorty, he said and served the breakfast. Morning. His smile fades, seeing you stuttering and trying to breathe normally. He nodded his head in acknowledgement. The plate was one anyway, means he had no plans to eat. You looked at his direction and said, Won't you eat? Your words got cut when he said in cold tone, Enjoy your breakfast. He said, storming out of kitchen and going to our room. You sat and looked down with guilt. He can't even eat with me because of my condition. You slowly sat in your chair and started to eat. You were guilty and sad that he can come near you, though you can see in his eyes how desperate he is to hold you. You were in the living room now. After eating, you started to watch drama to distract yourself and stop thinking about the guy who is your nightmare now. You were about to click to the next episode when you heard doorbell. As you open the door, you see a adorable girl who looks to be your age or even older, her blonde hair brushing her bare shoulders, her dimples making her adorable smile look even more cute, her blue eyes gazing deeply into your orbs. She stretched out her hand for you to take. Hi, I'm Lily. Smiles and shakes her hand. I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you, Ryan. They talk a lot about you. Confused. They? Yep, Taehyung, he's my... Taehyung appears from behind you and let Lily come inside your mansion. Ryan, she's my friend and she will be with you until I come back. You can be comfortable with her. She's very friendly and I know you like her. Said with his casual cold stare and deep voice. Come back? God, I don't know what the heck is happening. I want to disappear. Like first she's calling my man Tae, fucker, and then he's calling her his friend and I have to live with her? And where the fuck is he even going? Ryan, Tae has to go for a mission, so till then we both can chill here. Chill my ass? Oh, I see. No, that Mr. Mafia, I wanna punch him. Stupid is just standing in front of me like a hot mannequin and just staring at me like freak. Say something. Ah, I'll pass out. Tae has his bag packed already, which you just realize it's in his hand. Well, I'll leave now. He looked down at you and said, take care. He was about to go when you immediately grab his arm and look up at him. He looked down at you and then your little hand holding his arm. You immediately backed away and said, till when? Week or two, he said with cold tone and left immediately. You sigh and look back, seeing Lily sitting on couch with her legs spread. You scoffed and then sat beside her. Can you explain the fuck is happening? Lily chuckled and sat straight facing Brian. Who even are you? I'm Mafia, baby, partner of Day, you can say that. Huh? Mafia? Wait, are you that Mafia queen? Lily laughed and held Brian's hand. They told me once you get jealous when he calls me Mafia queen, your cheeks start to heat up because of embarrassment. Angry, not jealous, you correct her. Same thing, chuckle. How are you both friends? I mean, since when? Sigh. Me, Taehyung, and Adam were best friends since childhood. Adam? The guy who kidnapped you was our best friend. She squeezed your hand gently, eyes wide. What?